This reading is for someone who's feeling uncreative, maybe a little burned out. The theme is the Ace of Wands reversed. And so this collective message stems from essentially you not being able to find peace. You're not being able to maybe rest properly. You also have the Four of Swords showing up and the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Wow. Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands both reversed. Two aces. All right, so, this is definitely for someone who unfortunately made a decision, a very rash decision, right? This is very like, you had a lot of hopes, right? And then you put all your hopes on this person, maybe even, I think it's a person because you did get the devil showing up here as well. So there's a sense here of maybe relationships or ensnaring yourself to someone. But this can also be talking about job, careers, finance. It can be talking about pretty much anything. With the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, it can also be talking about your health as well. You did get the Empress reversed. And whenever you get the Empress reversed, we do have an understanding here that maybe this was a decision that you made that was counterproductive, or you made it under some kind of pressure, or you made it under some kind of insecurity. Maybe there was some kind of lack and you thought that this new venture was going to fulfill you, but unfortunately it didn't. And so now you find yourself in this double ace, two aces reversed. The aces are the most positive cards in the tarot. When two of them show up reversed, it signals a bit of a shift, right? So I am shuffling. We're going to keep throwing cards here. What message do we have for the collective? Show the world the real you. Okay, so you have not been the real you for a long time, right? You've been hiding. You've been potentially just putting on a mask. Lying to yourself, lying to the people around you. So the question here is, why are you lying, right? Why are you lying compulsively? Is this some kind of defense mechanism? Is this something that you're trying to, maybe there's something in your psyche that you're trying to keep hidden from someone because you feel that maybe potentially if this person knew, it's over. Or like if my job knew, if my employer knew. It's like, there's this feeling here, whoever's watching this, there's a feeling here of compulsive lying and secrets being kept. And these secrets that you're keeping, unfortunately, are going to cause a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. They're going to bring about the Ten of Swords, right? So you've got here a Viking warrior who has fallen on the battlefield. And now we have the Valkyries coming and taking his dead body up to Valhalla. So there's a sense here of your mind reaching a breaking point, right? If you continue down this path, this is also an energy of you going through a lot of mental anguish that stems from maybe lending or giving your energy to other people, lending and giving your energy to situations that are very, very, very corrosive to the spirit, right? Which is why you've got the devil. This is a very interesting devil card, right? This is a witch's dance. And essentially what the devil's doing is he's brought all these witches here into the middle of the woods, and they're having a big, I can't say the word, but you know what they're doing, right? Everyone's just, So there's a sense here of, reaching a point where you're engaging in destructive behaviors. And one thing to be said about this devil card, right? This is one of the reasons why the witches were burned at the stake. The reason why is because all of the church people thought that these witches were going out into the middle of the woods and having sex with the devil, right? Which is why this rendition is so epic. And so hence the witch trials in Salem originated from that belief. And then slowly it just kind of, started creeping into people's minds that these witches are, using all of this devil work to poison people and bring about a lot of negative and dark energy into the village. And so boom, they were burned at the stake. There's a sense here of that. There's a sense of fear, right? There's a sense of maybe if I show my real face, then these people are not going to like it, right? And here's the thing. You're being asked to rise above any kind of limitation. You've got here the card of rising above, right? We've got here Seven of Wands. Moses standing with the serpent staff. Moses is a very, very important figure. He led his people out of Egypt, into the desert. They roamed for 40 years. It was terrible. But ultimately, he was their hero, right? He was the guy. And so he, in that illustration, he's rising above any limitations. Some people are amazed by his honesty. Some people are amazed by the audacity of it. Some people are in awe. It's like, how can this person even dare stand up to the Pharaoh, right? And so you've got the Queen of Cups reversed at the bottom. There's no way around it. You have to stand up for what you believe in. You have to speak your mind. You have to say what you want to say. With the Queen of Wands reversed, maybe there's a more mature woman around you that's really just giving you bad advice or lying to you, manipulating you, making you see things that aren't right. Queen of Cups reversed. This is a woman who, it's the complete opposite of love. Like, this woman she just wants to destroy, right? She wants to destroy people emotionally. So just be careful with the people that you have around you. Card fell. We've got the Two of Swords. Okay, so there's multiple people, I feel, in your environment that are being a little bit chaotic towards you, right? At least two. Ultimately, with the Two of Swords, what you're being asked to do is be very careful with your next move, right? Here we have someone who's moving the pieces on the board. They have no idea what to do next, so they're being very careful. In the bottom of the deck, you've got another person showing up, which is the King of Swords, and he came out reversed. This is, unfortunately, another liar, manipulator. This is definitely a reading for someone who has seen an incredible amount of darkness or finds themselves surrounded by people that are just not good for them, right? And you've got both the masculine and the feminine showing up reversed, showing up as agents of evil. So it's like a lot of you, unfortunately, you're finding yourself in some very bad environments. And what this is doing is that this is just filling you with fears, insecurities. I mean, here we have someone who, unfortunately, she can't rest. She's being haunted by these dark figures. Yeah. So this message is pretty intense, but ultimately it's a message of freeing yourself from any limitations, freeing yourself from that persecution, being patient with yourself as well. You do have the Hangman showing up underneath the deck, so be patient while you undergo this change. We're going to do some oracles and get some messages here. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. Ooh, there's love, new love coming for a lot of you. So a lot there, has to do with relationships. For others, this really has to do with family, your environment. Let's go ahead and keep throwing these oracles. Open up to chance. New moon in Aquarius. Okay, so you have to take a chance on something. Okay, very powerful message for all Aquariuses out there. You have to take a chance on something. Lighten up. Maybe you become too serious, right? Lighten up. And then finally, a fiery climax approaches. I like that one. So we've got a fiery climax approaching. We have got a new romantic cycle starting. And we have got you needing to lighten up and to open up to chance. I like that one. All right. That is what I see here. If you guys haven't seen them, like, I put out at least 7 or 59, I don't even know, pick-a-cards. Maybe you found some guidance there. I enjoyed doing those. Let me know in the comment section if you want more. And if you have any specific questions that you'd like to see in these pick-a-cards, I welcome those as well. Thank you, guys.